Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a really famous, really old story from Aesop's Fables. It's a short tale, but wow, does it pack a punch with a powerful lesson about kindness and danger.
So, to get started, I want to throw a pretty strange-sounding old saying at you. Have you ever heard someone say you are warming a viper in your bosom? It sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? Well, believe it or not, it comes directly from the story we're looking at today.
So, what on earth could that mean? Let's break it down. To cherish something means you care for it, you protect it. And a viper? That's a poisonous snake. Bosom is just an old word for your chest. So, why would you ever want to care for a poisonous snake right on your chest? Let's find out.
And here's the answer. It's an old way of saying that you helped someone, you showed them kindness, and that very same person turned around and hurt you. It's a really powerful way to talk about being betrayed by someone you tried to help. And this idea? It's right at the heart of our story.
Okay, so now it's time for the story itself, the one where this whole saying comes from. We'll go through it nice and slow so you can hear every word. Listen closely to what happens.
One winter day, a farmer found a viper.
The snake was stiff and frozen from the cold. Feeling pity, the farmer picked it up and placed it inside his coat to keep it warm.
The viper, warmed and revived, remembered its natural instincts.
It bit the man who had saved it.
As the farmer died, he realized his pity had cost him his life.
And just like that, the story's over. It's short, and it's pretty sad, right? But like all of Aesop's fables, it has a really important lesson it's trying to teach us. So, what is the big idea here?
The main lesson, or the moral of the story, is this: kindness to evil will be met by betrayal. The story is telling us that some things are just, well, dangerous by their very nature, and no amount of kindness is going to change that.
And if you look at it this way, it's a really sad exchange. On one side, you have the farmer. He gave warmth and kindness, all because he felt pity. And on the other side, you have the viper. It returned that kindness with a deadly bite because it was just acting on its own nature.
You know, a story this powerful doesn't just get told once. It's been shared over and over again for centuries. And while the main idea usually stays the same, sometimes the ending is a little different. Let's take a look at another version.
So in one really popular retelling, the farmer doesn't just warm the snake in his coat. Oh no, he actually brings the frozen snake all the way home to his family. But when that snake warms up by the fire, it becomes a threat, not just to the farmer, but to his wife and his kids too.
And this version has a totally different ending. First, the snake starts to threaten the farmer's family. Right away, the farmer realizes the terrible danger he's brought into his own house. So what does he do? He grabs an axe and he kills the snake to keep his family safe. So the lesson is similar, but this time the farmer understands the threat and survives.
So why are we still talking about this simple story thousands of years after it was first told? It's because the lesson in it is something people have always had to think about. It's a story about trust and about being careful.
So what are the big takeaways here? First, the story suggests that some things, or maybe even some people, have a nature that kindness just can't change. Second, it's a tough reminder that a kind act isn't always rewarded with kindness back. And finally, the story is a timeless warning to be wise and careful about who you choose to trust.
And all of that brings us to one last big question. The story isn't saying we should never be kind. Of course not. Instead, it leaves us with something really important to think about in our own lives. How can we choose to be kind people, but also be wise enough to keep ourselves safe? It's a tough balance to find. And maybe, just maybe, that's why this story has stuck around for thousands of years. It's definitely one worth thinking about.